active guy that he said, Chris, if I'm going to do this interview, we got to be on these bikes. And I said, okay, I might not pedal, but so that's where we're at. Thanks for taking time to talk to us today, Kung. And man, this fight is one that I'm looking forward to. I've been an MMA enthusiast forever, and we finally get to see a traditional karate expert go against someone that's been in MMA a long time, and it's an interesting fight. I mean, it's one that I think that the whole card of the night's really good, but this fight in particular, it's exciting. I mean, how do you feel about this fight?
You know, I'm very excited about this fight. First of all, I get to fight Frank,
right.
And Frank loves to talk shit, and that fires me up. So I finally get a chance to really test my skills, not taking away anything from my past opponents, but Frank is like 3 steps up instead of 1 step up. So I'm excited to see where I'm at and to see how this whole fight card, you know, comes out.
Right. On your last fight, you welcomed this, you challenged him, and you've beaten everybody that you've stepped in the ring with so far. And I mean, I gotta admit, I think you haven't fought the caliber of Frank. I told you that before the interview. And so this excites me because the way you're an exciting fighter. The South Bay, the San Jose, this whole Bay Area, they love you, man. I mean, I can always, the place is so electrifying. The HP Pavilion where you fight at with StrikeForce, it's so electrifying. It reminds me when we're at the UFC fights, in one of the main events like with Chuck or Randy Couture, it has that much energy in it when you come in there. And so this is something fans want. You know, Frank's been around a long time. Frank told us earlier, and I'm just going to tell you this straight out, he said he's going to completely mess you up. He's going to rip you in half. He said it's not even a fair fight at all. He's kind of looking at it as a joke. How do you respond to that?
You know what? God bless Frank, because he's going to talk smack, and he's just putting more pressure on himself, because if he says, I'm going to be a walk in the park, I'm going to joke, he's got a lot to live up to. So I have no pressure. I'm going to go in there. I'm underdog. Frank's supposed to kick my ass, you know, have an easy fight. So now he's got to live up to it. Me, I know what I got to do, and I know what I could do. So it's actually fun for me to live every moment, not to be stressing about what I got to say, how I can be better than Frank in, you know, the war of words. I think Frank just should keep talking smack, because that's more pressure on Frank.
Right.
And for me, while he's talking smack, I'm training and I'm resting and I'm waiting for that moment when the cage closes, so I can get in there and see what Frank's made of.
You know, I never like to talk strategies with fighters because I think it's weak, but I mean, as far as training, I do like to talk about. Have you approached things a little differently? Have you been working a little bit more on maybe your ground game, or have there been any particular people that you've been working with?
Oh, first of all, Frank he's very good at breaking down his opponents. He broke down Phil. He had a little hard time against Gracie, so, you know, he has weaknesses, but he is very good at breaking down his opponents. And I think Frank feels that, you know, with me, he's going to talk like he's going to stand with me. He's going to go toe-to-toe with me. And even on another interview, he said that he promises the Bay Area he's going to knock me out and beat me at my own game. But I think when Frank says that, he's almost disguising it as, come, I'm setting you up. There's no way I can beat you at stand-up. I might get a lucky punch in, because 4-ounce gloves is anyone's, you know, has a chance. Everyone's like a puncher now with those gloves. So I'm gonna say all these things, make you think that I'm gonna stand with you and now shoot or roll into some kind of knee bar. But, you know, if he's willing to live up to his promises, stand with me for 2 or 3 out of the 5 rounds. See how long it goes.